All right, good day. Thank you for joining us. My name is Mark Malore with the Malore Law Firm. Today I wanted to talk with you about contracting with a contractor to do a work of home improvement at your home. And that may range anything from building a retaining wall in your backyard to landscaping, to adding a room addition, or even upgrading your kitchen or bathroom. When you're entering into a contract with a contractor, you want to make sure you know of a couple things. The first thing to do is go to the local contractor state license board and find out if that contractor has a valid license or any complaints against them. Number two, the next thing you want to look for is to make sure that contractor has a valid workers bond that bonds their work at your residence. And finally, make sure that the contract you're entering into has a number of different provisions. When a contractor is working with you as a homeowner, there's a number of specialized provisions that are required in the contract for it to be valid. If they don't contain those things, the contract is invalid and voidable at your insistence. And as a result, you want to make sure that you're dealing with a contractor that's aware of their requirements and is able to give you those things appropriately. Now, what are those things? Well, the first thing that they require is that the contractor's name, address, telephone number, and license number are on the contract at the very top. The next thing you want to make sure is that there's a commencement date and a finish date that's on the contract. Now, whether they are actually commence on that date or finish on that date is not necessarily indicative of your ability to sue, but it is required that they at least put that on the contract. So make sure that's on there. And finally, there's a number of other different things, too many to put on this short informational video, but a number of things like your mechanics lien rights and their ability to file a mechanics lien against your home, your ability and information for filing a complaint with the Contractor State License Board. And finally, you want to make sure that there's an attorney's fees provision in the contract in case you're required to sue your contractor for failing to perform work at the standard of care, that you can go after that contractor in a subsequent lawsuit and recover the attorney's fees you expend in going after them. Those are three things I think that are important to look for in a work of home improvement contract that a contractor comes after you or comes to you with for doing your work of home improvement. I think finally one of the things that you want to be wary of is a contractor that comes to you with sort of an invoice form. Many times they'll use the Walcott's forms at Staples or Office Max or something like that they picked up. It's a one-page thing. Doesn't really contain any of those items that I told you or any of the other items required under the Business and Professions Code for a work of home improvement contract. And so they just sort of invoice you, describe generally what they're going to do, and they get you to sign on it. It doesn't have their signature. So you want to make sure that you're dealing with a contractor that doesn't have a contract with you that comes in that sort of format, because it's invalid under the rules of the rules of the Business and Professions Code, and it's not anything that you can enforce later on. So thank you. That's the topic today about contracting for work of home improvement with a contractor. Make sure you look out for those things. If you have any further questions, go to our website, www.malorelawfirm.com, or give us a call. Thank you.